We are now joined by second-year head women's tennis coach Carl Clifton Soderstrom of the North Park University women's tennis team. North Park coming off a successful 2014 fall season, where they ended up finishing 5th in the College Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin standings, this being the first season for the North Park women's tennis team since the 2002 season. So, Carl, now that and I should also mention, too, that in the spring season, they also finished with a 4-3 record and ended the year with an 8-1 victory over Dominican. So now, Carl, that you're entering your second season now as the women's tennis coach, what are your expectations now for this year coming up?
Yeah, thanks, Kevin. Yeah, there was a great sort of upward momentum all through last year. So as a brand new team, we started off, mostly first-year players, so it was a little rough in the beginning, but like you said, we kept improving, ended up 5th at the final conference tournament. Spring season went really well. We had a strong recruiting year, so we have at least 4 new players now that are joining us as first-year players.
Okay.
From what we've seen in this first week of intense practices and workouts and that, we're, I think, definitely going to be a stronger team than we were last year. So it should be a really fun fall season for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Talking about what you guys got coming back now, you got return all CCIW first team selection and CCIW freshman of the year Lisa Daniels for her sophomore season, who ended up finishing 7-4 in the 2014 fall season, as well as Marley McCabe and Juviel Van Leeuwen for their sophomore seasons. Talk about those 3, Lisa Daniels in particular, and then those other 2, and then just the other returners coming back for this year's team.
Yeah, we were thrilled with how Lisa did last year. She had a great year. She worked hard, was enthusiastic, ended up 3rd in the conference at first singles as just a first-year player.
Yeah, wow.
So that was great. She ended the spring just as strong. I know that she worked hard over the summer. She went back to South Africa, where she's from, and worked there. And from what we've seen, she's even probably fitter than she was at the end of last season. So,
wow, okay.
So that should be really good. Yeah, Marley McCabe is back. Juvie Van Leeuwen. Both of them had solid seasons last year. Also improved through the year, and I think Juvie and Lisa together had one of the more successful doubles teams in the fall. So they were seeded pretty well in the CCIW, given them being first-year players. So I think having them as kind of anchors, still a few more years for them to play is exciting to think about. So.
I was going to say the next question is, what do you think is probably the success of the team is going to come from? It's going to be a combination of the singles and doubles, more of the singles, more of the doubles. What do you think it's going to be?
Yeah, I think this year we have 2, certainly, we have 4 good recruits. We have 2 very strong ones that should be quite competitive with Lisa's ability, which sort of gives us a really strong sort of first 3 positions. Okay. So the way that it works in college, if you have 3 strong players on the front end, that gives you a good chance at a doubles victory, 3 singles victories. You're most of the way there for a team, victory in any given head-to-head match. So I think our top 3 positions are going to be very competitive in the CCIW. And as we saw, we play different conferences in the area, and in general, the CCIW does quite well, and is one of the stronger conferences in the Midwest. So with them as kind of the anchor at the top positions, I think that in general we're going to have a much deeper and a kind of balanced team. So it's hard to tell right now where the victories are going to come, if they're going to be more doubles or singles. Yeah. But certainly I think overall we're going to see more consistency.
Okay. Talk about, too, you got some of these newcomers coming in. I know you guys got a Division I UIC transfer, Jasmine Madrid, as well as some other newcomers. Talk about what the experience that she's going to bring to this team, and just how much of impact the newcomers are going to be to complement those veterans that are coming back.
Yeah, so Jasmine is coming. She's from the Chicago area. She was at UIC. She played for their club team there. Like you said, they're Division I, so she wanted to see some more playing time. Was attracted to North Park, so she's joining us. She's brings a kind of a great sort of intensity very athletic style of play. Plays a lot of hard-hitting balls, so that sort of just gives a kind of overall great energy to the team. Then we also have from Norway, Vilde Olden, who's come.
Okay.
She was a great recruit that's joined us. She plays another kind of heavy ball hitter, very athletic. So those two and Lisa kind of really can, I think they're going to push each other to be much better players. So we also have Katie Schleboom from Niles West High School, who's coming in. Between her and Mackenzie Harrison also, that sort of rounds out the whole team. So it's been a good week. We know what to work on with them. So there's a lot of good energy with these newcomers coming in.
Talk about the expectations of the non-conference season against the conference schedule, and just how much you think the non-conference games are going to prepare you guys for the CCIW.
Right. Pretty much in the fall, the big emphasis is on the conference games, and that's where we'll see probably our toughest competition. Chance to sort of test some of the new skills that we've been working on and improvements with the team. And then we jump into a pretty heavy weekend. We play Olivet Nazarene right away. Now they have a strong team, so that'll be kind of our first, probably like big hard challenge right away. And so I'm actually quite excited to see how some of these new players do with that. Within the conference, Augie and Wheaton and Carthage have been really strong the last few years. So there isn't any single dominant team, which makes for a lot of interesting matches. So the goal for us, for the CCIW, is to get into that top 4 slot. Because that will allow us then to sort of be seeded into the spring tournament, which goes into the national tournament. So that's, I think, a good, reasonable goal for us to have for the fall.
Sure, absolutely. Okay, well, thanks so much, Carl, for taking the time today, and we wish you guys the best of luck in the 2015 season.
Thank you, Bill.